The sugar cane was wilting in the heat of Natal. I was looking for a paycheck, looking for a pal. Then the daughter of the president, she came into town with a smile like a diamond and a promise meant to drown. She said, boys, I got a job for you, security and guard. Training up in Russia and the work ain't all that hard. So I packed my bag in Durban, kissed my mama at the door, thinking I was learning tactics, not heading for a war. Now I'm desperate in the dawn best, shivering in the snow. Lord, I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Lord, get me out of here, back to KZN. We landed in the winter in a place I couldn't name. They handed us a paper, told us sign to play the game. But the letters were all twisted like wire on a fence. I couldn't read a single word, it didn't make no sense. It was Russian on the dotted line, a language made of ice. I signed away my freedom, didn't ask about the price. We thought we'd march and train and drill safe behind the line, but they loaded up the transport trucks and drove us to the mine. Now I'm desperate in the dawn best, shivering in the snow. Lord, I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Lord, get me out of here, back to KZN. Past my head like angry hornet bees. I'm digging in the mud and dirt, shaking on my knees. This ain't no security class, this is the killing floor. I've had enough of fighting, I've had enough of war. Don't want no rubble pavement, don't want no foreign glory. I just wanna live to tell my children this damn story. About the woman coming off the Indian Sea and a plate of bunny chow waiting there for me. But the artillery is screaming, tearing up the trees, and I'm sending voice notes home begging, help me please. Tell the lady who recruited us she sold us out for dead, while she sits safe in luxury with roof above her head. Yeah, I'm desperate in the dawn bed, shivering in the snow. Lord, I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Please get me out of here, back to KZN. Take me back to KZN. I can't read the contract, just wanna see the sun again. KZN.
Hey folks, welcome back to the program. It's Chris live in central Pennsylvania. How's things going? Hopefully better for you than they are for me. Been a long evening. So my first night owls, welcome. Sorry, but usually I have to sleep late, so I'm good chat. I don't apologize. Hey, you do what you got to do. We all got lives. Hopefully all got jobs and responsibilities. Hey, I'm color coordinating tonight. Steel blue on my sweater and on my cap. I just realized that. It wasn't even intentional. Welcome to everybody. Let me check this out. Sounds good. Okay, let's go back to the top here and see where we're at. Stephen Gravenstein, 2939. How's it going? And Madeline, what's up there? Tyrone Reckless. Good morning, Dogzilla. Tony Pretorius. Eclectic. Okay, eclectic, I guess it is. Angie, what's up? Long time no see. Hope you're well. I'll try. Watch for a bit. Can stay long. You're doing medical stuff. Okay, that's cool. Soft rain, Puget Sound, lowlands for the next few days. And Anti-Floyd's here, Delmarie Mostart. Who else we got there? Denise Bellingham, welcome to you. Mandy Van Ryan. Marshall Eagle again. Zonette Scott, welcome to you. Sloth Puppy. Okay. Chesigi, Rebecca, Yacouferi, Nicolas in, and Mondified. Put a dash in there, Intel. Gotcha. Was that to make it easier on me? Kathy Price, how's it going? Orangutan Juice, Nad Small, welcome to you. I hate these extended names. It's very complicated. Sean Velkamund, Charmaine Venta. Hang on. Give me a second here, folks. I got to deal with something. Another disaster. Another disaster. Sorry about that, guys. Yep, get me back to Conley. Yep. Did you like that, Nicola? Johan Peach, welcome to Double D2D today. Madeline. Don Janssen from Rendsburg. Some deviled eggs. Okay, what else you got there? Modified intel because we live in a bubble. I got you. I was trying to figure out. Oh, modified intel. Okay, I was trying to figure out what it meant. Mobile's battery about to run out. All Ingrid experienced huge fires in Hans Bay. Okay. Gee, many crickets. Sorry about that. Nisha, hello to you. Marissa, you really are going through so much. All bays, you're talking bays. Delmarie Mostart and CB, what's up? Yeah, oh my goodness. See beard, phone, and cap. Well, the little cup basically is I was having a conversation, which wasn't for the audience. I had to deal with something. Just so frustrating. Getting set up for failure by people endlessly. It's not my stuff. It's just trying to help the Veterans Organization and people screwing us over left and right. First off, we identified a need for a backup plan, and the people who promised us they were available lied to us. They're not available. So we find out tonight that they can't. Well, I'm working. Well, that's not what you told us last week. Why did you lie to us? And the cook, one of the cooks didn't show up, so he's going to be fired. Another cook promised me that they had something under control, and I left there to come do my broadcast after spending hours there and not eating. And there's someone at the club who said it's not done. It's insane. It's insane. Looks like Monday came on a Wednesday. No, I'm just dealing with idiots. Yeah, it's not my business. I don't run it. I'm just a volunteer trying to keep the place from going under, and it's idiots one after the other. And a lot of people have volunteered time to help, and people are jumping in. Here's, well, Marissa, yeah, we need someone who's how to cook. You're welcome, Loretta. My pleasure. Zay Martinez, how am I? Well, I'm frustrated by idiots. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So it's been a difficult week. I mean, not that I'm losing any sleep or anything like that, but I mean, people acting like fools all over the place, left and right. It's just really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. So, yep. All right, so what is heartbreaking, Anti-Floy? Any lawsuit from a CDL license? I don't know what you're talking about, Haiti. What are you talking about? What lawsuit about a commercial driver's license? Nicola, thanks. Yeah, no, I just need people that have a work ethic, that that show up for work, that don't smoke illicit narcotics at your workplace of work, who don't steal, who pitch in when the help is needed. Yeah, that's all I need. I mean, where the hell did that go? When did we become, West Africa? I mean, the work ethic I see in America today is like West Africa. Nobody gives a crap. Nobody does anything. It's shocking. Oh, Anti-Floy, yeah, people don't keep their word. Yeah, I mean, I was basically lied to tonight by a guy that nearly got fired last night. It's insane. I mean, I came in, I said, where do we sit? Are the turkeys? Are the turkeys defrosted? Yes, they're defrosted. But I have to clean them. Okay, all right, good, got to clean them. Since the other cook's not here, the kitchen closed at 9, can you get that done tonight? I can. Well, can you work for an hour? Will it be enough? Well, I can get that done and come in early. I said, okay, well, that's great. So I'll authorize overtime. So authorized overtime. And then I get this message from someone who's volunteering there that they're stressed out. This isn't getting done. I mean, the guy should be there right now working on it for an hour. Minimum. Anyway, it's just frustrating, guys. It's just... Yeah, people are supposed to cook Thanksgiving dinner. Yep. It's on Wednesday. So Thanksgiving's Thursday, but tomorrow we're supposed to have ham and turkey and I want all of this stuff. And I just get frustrated. So we authorized the purchase of food, and the food was delivered from the food supplier wholesaler today. $1,200 worth of food. Yet I listened to the wait staff this evening tell people we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this. I mean, what do we buy? Hopes and dreams for our $1,200? So I had to watch all these people. I had decided to spend 4 hours there trying to, satisfy people, and it just, it's, ugh. All right, they've closed up, so it's nothing to go into. So anyway. Oh, Ingrid, yeah, it's. Oh, you're gonna disappear. Oh, you're batting right now. Gotcha. No, yeah, it is a lot between people acting like fools on my streams and the racist attacking me, and so whatever. Microsoft Edge is full of it tonight. Chat keeps disappearing. I don't think it's Microsoft Edge. I think it's YouTube. It is a tough and thankless job to help others. Not a lot of grateful people left in the world. Yeah, well, people don't be grateful, but I expect people to live by their word. You tell me you're going to do something, I expect you to do it and not fail over and over again. No, the person who failed me and lied to me works for us and gets a salary. He's paid. Yep. is paid. I'm the volunteer. The lady I just talked to is a volunteer who's been helping. Just insanity, absolute insanity. And here's the thing. This is the thing. People wanted to... Hang on a second. Sorry about the interruptions, folks. Also, people can be unappreciated at times. Yep. It's the world we live in, Dumber. You're right. Well, sure, blood cup. And where exactly is that money supposed to come from? $1,200. The mortgage that people saddle their place with is insane. The cost of everything is insane. It's, that place has to generate $50,000 a month just to meet the bills. Not even the backlog. But you're right, $1,200 when you'll get the best people there. Thomas, what are you freaking out about? What's going on? You want to talk about computer software or you don't want to talk about software? All right, so we're back now. Okay. Yeah, it's the work ethic is completely gone. It's just insane. I don't get it, and the demands and the entitlement that people have is just shocking. We almost got to the point where we got a court order to force Home Affairs to issue our daughter's birth certificate. Thankfully, they caved, and we'll get it today. Wow. Huh. We're now. Last night I had to go in because of something that happened. I left here last night at 8:40. I received an urgent phone call about something happening there, and I drove over there and had to sit down and counsel two people that worked in the place about their conduct, their behavior. And I got home literally 3 minutes before my broadcast. Fortunately, I'd already set it up last night. So last night, you guys even know about this. Last night I did the stream and I was dealing with that. It's worse than work ethic, just gone. It's more like if you work hard to make money, you're considered to be stupid. Yeah, well, when they're all starving, they would be the stupid ones. Yeah. Good morning to you, Alan McGonigal. Boy, this sweater is very comfy. I went and got this at Joseph Bank today. They had a sale for people who are members, and I'm a member of Joseph Bank. I've been there in years. This sweater, can you believe this sweater? Let me see if you can see how it looks. You stand up. So this sweater, it's a Pima cotton, I guess. This thing, the list price is $79. Can you believe that? $79 for a sweater? $79. Yeah, it is snazzy, but I obviously didn't pay $79. I paid $24. It was a big sale. It is. Oh, it's very soft. Oh, Shawnee, it feels nice. It feels nice, and it's warm. I was a little chilly in here. What's the temp? It says 20, but it's not 20 in here. Yep. So, thank you, and it goes well with the cap too. Well, modified intel. If you watch my content, you would know. Thank you for the super chats, but you got to watch the content too. I did a video on that specifically, did I not? There it is, last night. It's got 15,000 views on it. So here's the view, but the short notice is don't lose any sleep. Don't lose any sleep. Won't affect you. It won't affect the refugees from Trump. They have a very similar, if not the same, warmest, lightest jersey. Yeah, no, Thomas, it's very comfortable, and I bought a few of them. So I saved a buttload of money over their ridiculous prices. So I just cut all the tags off and pulled all the stickers off the wall. I'm going to put this on. Feels very nice. Got a pink one too. I didn't think I'd wear one pink tonight. Anyway, oh, you did see the video, Kathy. Okay. What's the chair? Knee 11 A Alpha 7. Good morning to you. Wimpy Kern, I saw last night briefly. South African News wrote an article about you. South African News? Which one's that? Tell me more about that. I know about the one story. I've got that one. I've got this story. You told me briefly. Is this the story you're talking about? Is that the story? Stop bragging. Crap is expensive across the pond. Well, it's expensive here, Thomas, but I got it on sale. Oh, you forget to pull them off your new clothes. Yeah, I have to be careful about that too. I always make sure. I've actually bought a pair of trousers once and I still had a sticker on the leg and walking around. I didn't realize it. Do you have any news on the new refugees that landed lately? I do. Oh, well, you can't share a link, but let me give you moderator rights for a moment so you can share it. Get the link ready, and then I'll remove it as soon as I give it to you. So let me give you temporary moderator status, and then I'll remove it. Okay, so you are now a moderator. You can post a link. Only moderators and content creators can post links on YouTube. It's not easy to stay up to date with content in real life. Well, I've got a lot less content than I had last week, so. Yeah, there's a photo of me with Trump. I'm in the same photo as Donald Trump. That's pretty funny. So yeah, they put my picture in there with Donald Trump. So yeah, see, that's in front of the castle. But that picture is backwards. I don't know how they managed to get that backwards. Anyway, yeah, but they call me a YouTube content creator, not an independent journalist. They also got my images from my Facebook for my political campaign, which I don't even use. I need to delete that account. Chris Wyatt 92 PA. That's not even active anymore. Well, okay, Anti-Fly. Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, Jen Rudolph, definitely night here. It's after 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you for that. Let me go ahead and find that. I'm going to see if that one's one I got to get upset about. Okay, all right. Oh, it's on Facebook. That's not real news. Okay. Okay, I've removed your moderator, but there's nothing against you. Oh, no, that's the same thing. It's just a link to the same story. Yep. Yeah, that's the same story. That's just a link on Facebook to it. Okay. Okay, so the question was, do I know anything about the refugees? I do. Anyone want to guess how many refugees came over? I'm not going to tell you, but I'll give you some guesses, okay? Let me give you a few guesses. Start a poll. How many? Okay. All right, how many refugees do you think arrived in the United States yesterday? Guess what? There'll be more coming today. How many do you think arrived? Oh, get real. Guys, we talked about how many planes there are and how many seats there are. You guys are drinking crack. Stop drinking freaking prime water. That stuff's bad for you. 300. Ridiculous jokes here. Have a good one, Loretta. Boer bull short will go nice with a sweater. Baibuki tinies won't leave you alone. Why were you up at 2:30 catching up? Who was Dan? just want to share this great news with you. My one granddaughter became American citizen. Yes, I'm very excited. Well, that's great, Kathy. Congratulations. What happens when they arrive in South Africa? They all go to the toilet. There's a long queue at the toilet. That's what happens when they arrive. No. What do you mean, what happens? Oh, Dan Quarter. Oh, thank you, Thomas. Oh, jeez, Mr. Condom Head. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know what you're talking. So what happens, Stefan Erasmus? Well, you arrive, you go through immigration, you collect your bags, you recheck them to your onward flight, and then you on to your next flight. You land in your destination. A refugee case officer will be there to greet you normally, and they'll take you to your temporary lodging. Normally, you'll have a fridge stocked with food. They'll give you some cash cards or some cash that gets you, and then they'll let you decompress and shower and get some sleep, and then they'll come back, and then they'll get you started on your venture. Yep. Thomas agrees with my assessment. Which assessment is that, Thomas? Where are you hearing of 70 and 70? Are people running their mouths in groups again? They shouldn't be running it. See, you are going to listen to these bullshit WhatsApp groups and these people run their mouths and you're going to believe this shit. And then when you don't get over, you're like, but I heard 1,000 people came last week. Where'd you hear it from? Facebook. Where'd you hear it from? A WhatsApp group. Well, guess what? That's what you get for listening to people talking shit. Yes, they are what? Dan Quarter doesn't say anything that makes any sense. He just hates himself and he hates white people. He makes no sense. He has no concept of history. So I don't really have a comment about him. I don't dislike him, but I don't like him. It's nothing to me. I still don't know what you mean, but which assessment do you agree with, Dan? Thomas K. It's a question asked and answered hundreds of times, Dory Smith. You'll find out when you are approved and given provisional approval. They'll tell you. They'll put you in touch with your refugee resettlement agent in the States. That's when you'll find out. Until then, you aren't in the program. Well, and there's a poll there. Well, there's some, look, it's not just going to be the people who have defrauded the government coming over there in a Biden regime, not really refugees, who are going to have their cases reviewed. People who run their mouths are going to have their case reviewed, or South Africans are going to find themselves sent back to South Africa. They keep their crap up. What rate, Mustard? You family, you don't know what rate? Must say I only saw one comment about someone flying that night. Flights, people are mostly adhering to this, not disclosed. There was a thing on either YouTube or TikTok, 75 and 75, I really can't remember. So before Cordy got a job, he was actually pretty objective. I didn't see him back then. Yeah, don't believe everything you hear. Wimpy, it's been asked and answered many, many times. The best way to do it is interbank transfer. That's the best way to convert your money. Don't do it in an airport. That's the worst way. Airport, you'll get robbed. They take a terrible exchange rate and then they charge you a fee on top of it normally. Or they'll say no fee and they give you a worse exchange rate. Yep. All right, Ingrid's phone's dying. May's now really, really listening. What are you really listening for? Let's see. Why do half of you think that the number is 60? I'm curious. You're welcome. We're welcome, Wimpy Coin. Why do half of you think that the WISE is an option too? Although I hear Capitec is supposedly the best, but I don't know for a fact. I'm not a Capitec customer. But Capitec is definitely growing because it's offering customer service that other banks don't bother to try in South Africa. Why do you all think that it's 60? I'm curious why half the people voted for 60. Where does that come from? What's your basis for thinking it's that high? Oh, okay, Moster. Yeah, people landed yesterday. Well, okay, it's not today yet. Okay, it's still yesterday for me, okay? Yeah. Yeah, people landed Monday. Yeah. Oh, you're right. People landed tonight. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah. So 2 flights would have landed. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you. Gotcha. Okay. Just taking a guess. Because they didn't have 70. Where are you getting 70 from, Khashoggi? The size of the plane. The plane isn't reserved for refugees. It's a commercial flight. A commercial flight. No, okay, Jesse, I see your logic there, but you can't go with the first one. I've said this before. The first guys were a proof of concept pilot program. They had an entire plane to themselves. That was a charter flight. A very, very wealthy American paid for that flight so they could fly over. You cannot compare the 59ers to anything else. Their experience is not like anyone else's, and no one else will have that experience again unless we decide to start paying for charters. But we're not paying for charters. This is a commercial flight. It's called optimism. Your cousin told you. How does your cousin know? Quest chose the highest number. Sumery says Capitec is good. Well, that's okay. I'm just curious. That's why I want to know why you guys are guessing 60. Okay, all right. I was just curious where that number came from. Okay. Yeah, right, CB. I think almost nobody has any idea except for U.S. authorities, and I know the figure, at least from 2 independent sources. Yep. It's a commercial flight. However, do not know what commercial aircraft is used. Well, that's easy to figure out, Thomas. It's the United and Delta flights. So let's just do Delta. Let me see, Delta. Cape Town to Atlanta. Okay, let's see. Okay, that flight departed at 9:20, arrived at 6 a.m. Oh, that's arrived 6 a.m. tomorrow. So they're in the air now. Yep. That's the 3rd flight, if there's anyone coming. Okay, what is that flight? What kind of plane is that? I don't want the airport if I want to know the flight. Okay, so it's Delta 211. Aircraft type. It's an A350. Okay. That plane typically carries 369 passengers in a 3-class configuration. So 360 seats. Figure 350. That was my guess on that. We don't have Arctic here tonight. Oh, don't PayPal. You guys want to use PayPal? You can also PayPal me. Yeah, since you're talking about PayPal, we might. Hey, let's talk about PayPal, man. Where is PayPal at? It's here somewhere. I can never find it. There it is. You want to PayPal? There's PayPal. I guess 60 probably because I want to be optimistic. That's what I was thinking. That's why I was curious. Large amounts, FMB is better contacted. Both FMB and Captain FMB have best rates for large amounts. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll take your word for it. Thomas, that's why I'm here trying to catch up, stand for. People are so anxious about the backlog. They're just going to hoping the increased numbers will even catch up. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. Delmarie says, no many people should know. Well, I mean, it would be good if people did know, but yeah. Free advertisement. Why best messages keep being deleted? What's going on there? And you guys are retracting them yourselves. It's not my mods doing it. You're going to the bank this weekend, okay? Well, I have to tell the truth. Hendrix said so in your group. Okay, Hendo said so? Okay, Hendo shouldn't be telling you. No, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so... Whoops, that's 14 Rand. Last 2 screenshots you sent me. So Hendo told you guys in a WhatsApp group. Okay. Well, let's just say that about half of you are correct. All right. Based on my information I have, about half of you are correct. Oh, with spelling error. Okay, I was wondering why people were deleting stuff. PayPal you don't receive. Well, I receive money in PayPal. I get money in PayPal. Yeah, people send me money in PayPal. You must be sending to the wrong account. That's the only account, the one I just put on the screen that it goes to. So let me check my PayPal real quickly. Log in. My PayPal. Yep. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, three people sent me something in November. And I paid for some software on November 1st. Yep. Well, my cash back is looking good too. Congratulations, you've been selected for a PayPal credit card. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't need that. Anyway, so yeah, PayPal works. You just got to use the right one. Oh boy. Panthers transgender cheerleader. What is this? Gets cut from a team, then blames exactly what you'd expect. Transgender. Gosh. Where's this at? Oh my gosh. Panthers transgender cheerleader gets cut. Oh, so what is this? Wow. It's a dude dressed as a woman, man. Who wants to be a cheerleader. Ugh, jeez. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? All right, I'm going to end the poll. All right, my dad from Canada sends money to our PayPal, and we just linked our FB account to it and went right there. Yeah, they take about 2 or 3%. It's a lot better than MoneyGram and Western Union. Those bastards take 11 to 15%. How do you know if I receive it? Well, first off, you're going to have to send me Expat Families, you Barrett. I can tell you if I receive it. I have to look and see. Tell me when you sent it, roughly. And you've told me the amount. Okay, so let me look and see. Recent activity. Okay. I don't see anything from you. Lorraine, Lloyd, Anya, Deirdrick, and Lloyd. That's it. Yeah, Wise takes a high percentage too, I've heard. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Yep. So, yep. Yep. So, yeah. I guess if you send money in PayPal and they don't tell you that it's been received, that's interesting. Imagine 300 seats are just for South Africans. No. That's not going to be the case. I got to fly to and from South Africa. Other people got to fly to and from South Africa. Someone's got to have space to fly Naledi Pandor back. Tax base shrinking every week, probably why now they want the gambling money. Yep, that's exactly right. That's what it is. I wanted to send a friend in Florida money for his vehicle insurance via PayPal, but so many terms and conditions, fees coming off when they're trying to send. I'm not sure what happened there. There's no terms and conditions when I send it. No, I don't know what's going on in Canada. That as soon as a soon-to-be refugee, I want to join the U.S. Marines once I get there. What are your opinions of Marines? It's a fantastic organization. You want to join the Marines, but you got to be within the age limit and meet the standards. Charles Langenhoven, welcome to you. Oh, thank you for your membership. I didn't see that till just now. Guessing it will significantly change if Canada does decide to do so. I don't think it's going to happen. Pender doesn't fit sideways. 4-hour neighborhood watch. Oh, okay. Well, be careful out there. Based their budget off of previous year's tax money. Imagine next year's budget, that amount of money going to shrink significantly. No, not all banks take a ridiculous amount of service. The question is whether they take a intra-bank fee. So, I mean, one thing you can also do is, bear in mind that, instead of paying, unless you have a credit card that doesn't, all my credit cards, when I buy something overseas, foreign currency, it's an interbank rate. So it's a far better rate than if I'm converting my money. I don't lose as much. You lose almost nothing. You get a good rate because the banks don't try to cheat each other that way. So one way is if you have a lot of things you got to buy, is, leave some money in there to pay for the credit card and pay for stuff for your credit card, and then you get a better rate. Just saying. Anyway, I've got some places that people might want to look at living if you come to America. They come to America on the ships and the planes. Use apps and the rates are pretty good. I haven't heard that, but I'll take your word for it. 12 U.S. states where it's still affordable to live. Here we go. You ready for this? Here we go. Places, apparently, it's still affordable to live. This, according to the Daily Mail. 12 U.S. states where it's still affordable. They do take a cut from Super Chats. Hans Visser, thank you for the $20. Yes. YouTube takes 30% of a Super Chat, and then Uncle Sugar takes 28%. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania takes 3% of what's left. And then I have to pay Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, which is another 18%. 28 and 18, 46, and 3 is 49. 49% is gone. And that's what's left after YouTube takes the 30%. Yep. For me, people do PayPal. It's much easier. I get a lot more of the money. What airport do the refugees go to? Atlanta or Newark. If one can arrange a job in New York, Florida, privately advanced, can the USA help me get to that specific area? Nope. Stefan Erasmus, if you have a job offer already when you go through your interview and you tell them that that's where you'd like to settle, they'll try to arrange for you to be there if it's possible. But if you come here, I can tell you already, I know several refugees in the 59ers who've moved on. We all know Charles famously, but I know others. They've moved on. Charles left Buffalo, New York, went to South Dakota. I know of a couple that left Iowa and went to Kentucky. And I know someone else that's leaving from North Carolina and moving somewhere else here very soon. But you do that on your own. And again, my recommendation is you wait until your refugee benefits start to roll off. Where on the East Coast would you say is the best, Colonel? Well, somewhere not too hot. Well, that helps a little bit, not too hot. Well, Pennsylvania is nice. New England is nice, but politically most of you wouldn't like it. New Hampshire is conservative. It's beautiful, but it's expensive. The race itself is completely overshadowed by the theater of it all. Celebs everywhere. What race is that? It's going to be a problem for a landmade dog's birth certificate? Yes, it is. I don't know why you would have done that. Someone... Certified copy be accepted. It's not for the flight. You don't need a birth certificate for a flight. You need a passport, Hart. Who told you need a birth certificate for a flight? Oh, you mean because South African is your daughter a minor? Oh, maybe South Africans required because they're asinine, anti-trafficking, human trafficking laws. Yeah, maybe that's what you're talking about. I don't know. Kansas is, it's all right. Arctic, what's going on? Happy birthday, Jacques Roble. Look at that. The crowd gets bigger and bigger. We're going to wind up putting birthday cakes up every single day. Let's put a birthday cake up for Jacques. Happy birthday, man. South Dakota is desolate. It has some beauty, but it's also cool. All right, so is anybody curious where the refugees went? Anyone know where they went? I can tell you a few places they went. Yeah, maybe that's just needed for heart from South African authorities, but you don't need that for America. All you need for America with a 12-year-old is a passport. We don't require a birth certificate. The birth certificates are needed for green cards, and they make exceptions for people. So, JJ Kruger, what's up? Does anybody want to know where the refugees went? Anybody want to know? Anybody want to know? Nobody wants to know. Okay, I'll keep it to myself. It's locked. Oh, now you're asking. Yes, they went to America, Hart. That's a good guess. Cousin in Canada sent me some money using Zoom, but I had to fill in a form to declare it. I'm not sure about that. Another way to do it is XE. XE is a way to transfer money. You can transfer money in XE. Yep, but you got to fill out all kinds of paperwork. Okay. 3 things I learned after my recent trip to the U.S. The country is enormous. There are job and business opportunities everywhere for everyone, and every state is pretty unique. Yeah. Also, a 4th thing, Dirk, while everything is unique, pretty much everything you're looking for you can find everywhere. I mean, you want a Pizza Hut, they're all over the country. You want a Starbucks, they're everywhere in the country. You want a Burger King, McDonald's, they're everywhere in the country. You want a Home Depot, they're everywhere in the country. Some things are regional, but many things are national and are everywhere. Thank you for the 10 euro super chat. Yes, please tell us. Okay, well, so some of the refugees in this group went to Pennsylvania. That's right, refugees arrived in Pennsylvania. Others went to Florida, and Texas, and Wisconsin, and North Dakota. Looky there, folks. By the way, those are my teeth. Those are all my teeth. There you go, folks. So, North Dakota, Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas, Wisconsin. No, my lawn is safe. They are a good 2-hour drive from here. Petrus is coming for business. Okay, cool. All right, Jacques Robert, let's take off your birthday, and thank you for spending it with us. Happy birthday. Wisconsin, oh heck. Well, it's snowing in South Dakota and North Dakota, too. Got a picture from somebody in North Dakota, and they just arrived from South Africa where it's summertime, and it's snow on the ground where they just arrived at. Oh, boy. All right. What do I think about New Jersey? Nice place to fly over. I don't care for New Jersey at all. So I'll think if you want to hate the USA, watch the news. If you want to love the USA, drive the country. Yeah, exactly. How's North Dakota? Ooh, it's chilly. But it's doing very well. The real income, inflation adjusted in North Dakota has more than doubled in the last 20 years. 106% income increase because of the shale oil up there. How long does it take to become a U.S. citizen for South African refugees when you arrive in the U.S.? Well, it's not special for South African refugees. It's for any refugee. Normally, most people wait 7 years before they can apply to become a citizen after they've been here 7 years. If you serve in the U.S. military honorably after 3 years, you can apply. If you are a refugee after 5 years. So it's a short path. Carol Ann, guess she got good news yesterday. I don't care where I go as long as I get out of here. Yeah, people have gone to California. Absolutely. Merlin Young keeps said there's a lot of new names in here tonight. Morning from Joe. I received a phone call. Good morning. Except. Cool. Good many different brands of everything USA. Yep. Go anywhere. Then after you move to Pennsylvania. Must be near a melanoma specializing hospital and find remote work. Oh, we have specialists everywhere for everything. I mean, one of the best places in the world for hip replacements is right down the road from me, 15 kilometers. That's the guys who want to cut my leg open and cut my bone out and stick jam titanium in there. The spot in Utah, you can go stand me in 4 states. Well, yeah, it's not in Utah. It's in all 4 states. Utah, Arizona. It's in all 4 states. Yeah, 4 Corners is called. 4 Corners. Anyway, the 12 states that are most affordable. You ready for that? In an increasingly unaffordable economy, there are 12 states that still have a lower cost of living. Expenses like housing, groceries, utilities, transportation, healthcare, taxes, goods, and services much more expensive in California and New York compared to the rest of the country. But a recent report by Ramsey Solutions determined the states with the lowest cost of living based on data. A dozen states stood out for being most affordable due to lower daily cost of living and lower income and unemployment rates compared to the U.S. And thank you, Alfred Wadsworth, for the 14 Rand. I can't confirm whether they've gone to South Carolina or not. Okay, West Virginia has the lowest cost of living in the country at 15.9% below the national average. Cheap housing is a big factor in that number, as West Virginia has the lowest median home value in the U.S. State even offers incentives to become a resident, like a $12,000 bonus for remote workers who move to the Mountain State. Cities such as Morgantown and Greenbrier Valley also offer additional incentives that can bring the total up to $20,000 to move there. How cool is that? They pay you to move there. The economy and job market are growing with aerospace, biometrics, chemical research. West Virginia is home to major companies like Toyota, Procter & Gamble, and Clorox. Yep, they also include Arch Coal, healthcare like West Virginia Medicine, St. Mary's Medical Center, and tech firms such as Agile 5 Technologies, TMC, and financial institutions like Premier Financial Bancorp. State's economy is also supported by large employers in the retail, education, and hospitality sector. It has over 40 state parks and forests to explore, along with trails through the Appalachian Mountains. The cost of housing in Charleston, state capital, is about 40% below average. A median home value in West Virginia is $163,000 compared to the national average of $340,000. Wow. Median income is $57,000, which is considerably less than the national average of $78,000, but the unemployment rate is 3.8%. Kansas comes in second. Cost of living in Kansas is 13% below the national average. Someone was saying they like Kansas earlier. Natasha Posthumus, what's going on? $6 million man begins. Yep. We have the technology. We can rebuild them. Country music. Well, country music's everywhere, Sonette. Country music everywhere. So Kansas, the housing prices, salaries, and unemployment rates are all favorable compared to the rest of the country. Median home value there is $219,000, lower than the U.S. Average household income is $70,000, lower than the $78,000. Unemployment is 3.8%. Okay, who comes next? Oklahoma, I think, is next. Third most affordable state is Oklahoma. The average cost of living is 12.8% lower than the U.S. Median home value is $208,000, lower than the national average, but the income is $63,000. Then following the top three is Mississippi, where the cost of living is 12.2% below. Check this out. This is in Oklahoma. That's pretty wild looking. Few too many houses there for me. Helen, what's going on? Yes, Virginia is a beautiful state, but it's run by leftists, and in Jamestown is in Virginia. That's correct. Yep, so that's in Oklahoma. And then Arkansas comes next. And then Alabama. What comes after that? Missouri, Iowa. And then the last ones are Indiana, Georgia, Nebraska. There you go. Tennessee. Tennessee is 9.6% below the U.S. average. Tennessee. I said Tennessee's nice. It's a good state. Place I might consider living. No, Washington State's one of the most expensive states in the country to live in. Jesse, I just read from that list. Why are you typing it? Thank you for all your time and effort. We do appreciate it a lot. Yeah, great. Love to have an interview with you, Alfred. Had a friend ask about intake form, but they only have a cell phone, and you said best use PC. They stay in a public library, but how wise use their PC? I think it'll be fine in the public library. Nobody knows what you're going there for. Nobody's going to track you for that. Okay, you're logging in and out. It's a secure browser. Just log out of the browser when you're done. Marshall says, oh, come on. Oh, come on what? Gail in from Durban. How's it going down Durban? Yeah, well, they can have the Lofeld and the KZN heat and humidity. I'll pass. Not my cup of tea, folks. Not my cup of tea. Been raining like a banshee here today. Yep, been raining like a banshee. Hey, Sync Master. How's it going, man? Hans Vissa. Okay. All right. So where are we at here? 238 people currently here. Wow, look at this. Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, Nashville is okay, Hans Vissa. But my brother lives in Nashville. Not the one that was on the line. It was just another brother. Jesse Simmons is a note taker. Okay. MW123M says it's been pouring by him. Okay. My lawn is hard and unpleasant and unwelcoming. Gambling video, the amount of massive gambling billboards is unsettling. Yeah. Marion County, what, in Georgia? Yeah, Nashville's got some crime issues. That's why I don't think it's a great place to live. Hermitage isn't too bad, which is near Nashville. But I would visit Nashville, but I wouldn't live there. I've been downtown Nashville. It's okay. It's not my cup of tea. But there are much nicer places in Tennessee, in my view, than Nashville. What did I say is unwelcoming? Nashville or somewhere else? Yeah, no, it's some floods in KZN. The floods are hitting KZN again too. It's crazy stuff, folks. Yep. Marion County, Florida. I don't like Florida. That's not my cup of tea. So I can imagine they will tax it, record levels and intake there. Well, that's what they're trying to do. Yep. Oh, yeah, the 50 people supposed landman. As I said, Natasha Posthumous at the time, what's being said is that that's 50 people for the year. There'll be people going to Maine. 50 South Africans will be going there throughout the course of the rest of the fiscal year, which runs till September 30th. And they misled people with their statement. So what about New Orleans? You can have New Orleans. It's a flood zone. It's a disaster. It's a crazy place. No thanks. It's hot and humid. How many landed? Well, I told everybody anti-Floyd. Half the poll got it right. And always doing math on the refugees. I don't know about that. Washington, D.C. in the east borders Virginia, and Washington in the west bordering Canada. No. Washington, D.C. is tiny. It was part of Maryland. Maryland gave the territory. Virginia was supposed to give the other side of a diamond-shaped territory, and Virginia reneged. Maryland did follow through, and so the District of Columbia is in Maryland, surrounded by Maryland to the north, the east, and the south, and it's surrounded on the west by the Potomac and Virginia. That's it. It's nowhere near Canada. Yes, I think Del Marie stole your whiskey. No, my lawn is infested with crew-served weapons, auto-mounted, like those frickin' laser guns in Congo when they were hunting for the diamond, and the silverbacks. Yeah, so if you come in my lawn, you'll be greeted by that. They fire 4,800 rounds per minute. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Hang on a second. There's something going on here. Sioux Falls, South Dakota is where I went to pick up my Dell, is it not? No. Yeah, Sioux Falls, yeah. Yep, Sioux Falls is nice. I'm going to show you where it's at in relationship to everything else. It is in the upper Midwest. There you go. So they can see where it's at. Sioux Falls. That's not right. Sioux Falls. Hang on. Close that. There we go. There it is. It's in the upper Midwest on the southeastern corner of South Dakota, and Dell used to be headquartered there. I went there and picked up my Windows 95 computer there. Yep. So a long way from me. I'm over here in Pennsylvania where that blue dot is on the right-hand side. And that's where I'm at over there in the blue dot. And then we're going to Sioux Falls. There you go. Right there. I liked it. I haven't been to Sioux Falls, though, since about 1995. Yep. But I liked it. Washington, D.C. is not a state. It's a federal territory. Not a state. No A-10, but it sounded like an A-10. What championship did we win? Heat. Exhaustion. I just don't like the heat. Chattanooga, Tennessee is lovely. Good morning, El Marie Mayor. Marissa, welcome to you. Yes, I have my own Iron Dome. Getting fresh over here in Wausau, Wisconsin. Hey, Frick, how's it going, man? Good to see you there. The word Black Bass Championships. World Black Bass. Didn't know that. Yeah, Washington State is bordered by Canada to the north, by Idaho to the east, and by Oregon to the south. Cell phones just said, but the Motorola onboard storage is sold out. Next best. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't pay attention to that. Thank you for sharing, though. Sold parts of your lawn already. Now you tell us about the booby traps. Oh, I've always told you about the booby traps. I always told people that I had cruise serve weapons. They're auto-mounted. They're motion detected. They just kind of sit there, and they're kind of mounted. And then when there's motion, they come up. Yeah, nah, don't come. Don't chance it, man. Don't chance it. Do you think you're faster than the bullet? I don't think so. 4,800 bullets per minute? No. Sound like an A4, but rusted up. No, not to my knowledge, crazy cat lady. Who told you 3 refugees came back to South Africa? I'm not aware of any refugee going back to South Africa. Sounds like more fake news. More fake news. Did you get that from Bianca? Did Bianca tell you that? You know, we made a song just for Bianca. We did. We made a song because Bianca said the grass isn't greener. But it is. Grass is greener.
They come to our shores with a suitcase dream, chasing the glow of that golden beam. From far off lands where shadows lie, here they find a brighter sky. Every step, every mile, they're reaching for the American style. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for.
Grass is greener, Stefan. And you're right. See, she only gave her opinion, no facts.
The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for.
The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America,
a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for.
I notice an awful lot of people who haven't been on the program suddenly asking questions the past couple of days. Yes, Charles, no facts in her. There's never any facts in her stuff. She just runs her mouth. And the fact that people like that actually have an audience is comical. Brad Alexander says, I just wanted to find out what you think it might mean for our case. It was completed and ready for departure. Well, if you had tickets, you have a provisional letter of approval, you are a refugee. Got canceled due to the shutdown and got changed. Well, what do I think of that? I think that you'll be coming to America. I've already reported, if people watch my content, that a family that was amongst those who were delayed arrived here on Monday, a flying Saturday. They are slowly contacting those people. The problem is that a lot of people were to buy. They sold everything. They're moving from place to place. They have no place to eat. I've already provided food I've coordinated food for at least a half a dozen families who have no money for food anymore because they've been waiting so long. And we've coordinated accommodation for 3 families, or maybe 4, who were in a bind. I think that you'll get out. It's just a question of when. It's not a very efficiently run program. If I were running, it would be very different. Yep. Debbie Jordan, I love the song too. I think it went very well based on what I came up with it. Back to in progress security checks departure yet. Our case says your case has been approved for resettlement. I don't understand what you mean it's back to security checks. It doesn't make any sense. Durban winters are mild, but summer humidity is a killer, so Florida's where my friend is. Yeah, well, that will fit you well. I hate it there. You have an opinion on Rochester, New York? It's in New York. I don't care for New York, but Rochester's all right. I've been there. You probably won't stay there. I wouldn't. But it's near the Finger Lakes. There's lots to do, but taxes are horrible in New York. The cost of living expensive. Does Biden? Okay, once again, does anybody watch my content? I mean, why do I bother even making the videos? I mean, honestly, why do I bother making the videos? I've answered this question. I sat up until 2:30 in the morning making a video. When I broke this news, I reported the story. Why are people not finding my content? Why do people not go watch the videos? Honestly, I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not chastising anybody. I'm just curious why no one watches the videos. I know some of you are going to say you watch the video because obviously some people did. But I mean, I've answered this question in the video. I was the first person to report on this. That's not in traditional media. Traditional media reported it, and that's what I covered. I mean, the moment it came out, I was just minutes after the story was released because I know the journalist that wrote it. I mean, usually he gives me a heads up. He didn't tell me this time, but I found out it was published. But I know that journalist. In fact, I've been in touch with him and told him it was a good story and thank him for it. But I didn't chastise him saying, hey, why didn't you give me a heads up what's coming out? I've answered this question. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing whatsoever. You have nothing to worry about. As long as, and I went to great lengths to explain this in last night's live, unless 2 things, which I've said since February 7th, and I've said this a billion times since February 7th. 2 things affect your refugee status. Number 1, the underlying conditions which granted you refugee status, if they are ameliorated, which for a big word for people, that means some people, that means change for the better. If they change for the better, like a war ending or a regime being overthrown that was persecuting you, if that changes, then your refugee status can be rescinded. The other way is if you committed fraud. And many of the people that were in the Biden area committed fraud, either themselves or the Biden regime in granting them without a proper, thorough records check. Trust me, you guys get checked backgrounds big time. So that's the only way your status can be revoked. You can't be revoked because some political official wants to. These people here, many of them are frauds that are in this country. They've come to 233,000 over the past 4 years. Many of them have no business being here. They may be legitimate refugees, but the way they got here was illegitimate, and therefore they could lose their status. But they're not going anywhere. The courts will intervene, and they'll stop it. Yeah, there's a buttload of videos. In fact, I just did that video yesterday. I mean, honestly, guys, it's very frustrating to put all this time and effort in for people not to watch it, you know? So here it is. I mean, I did this yesterday, the 25th. Well, still today. It was after midnight last night. I mean, it's a 6-minute video. It's not like it takes a lot of time to figure this stuff out, folks. Please tell me again what happened to you. Here we go. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the program. There's a development that took place based on a memo internal to the U.S. government, but reported by Reuters and picked up by CNN and others, that the Trump administration has ordered a review of Biden-era refugees. Now, this is important for South Africans in particular, who are concerned about the refugee program for South Africans. And this affects those folks who were brought into the country, 233,000 that it could apply to. I don't think they're going to do 233,000 case reviews. But it's an unprecedented move that would reopen cases. It's not true that I haven't had a refugee interview in a while. I just had one a couple weeks ago, and I'll have another on Sunday. Another refugee will be on Sunday. So I'll have somebody on this Sunday. So that'll be on Sunday at 10 o'clock my time, which will be 5 p.m. South Africa time. Another refugee on. This one's becoming a Georgia peach, living in the great state of Georgia. Been here since September 24th. So, yep. All right. One of the reasons why I haven't had refugees is because more haven't come over. And the original 400, they do with their own thing. So, all right, here we go. This is the thousands who sought U.S. protection through the refugee program. Now, why is the Trump administration doing this? And how does it affect South Africans? First off, let me just reiterate what I've told people since February 7th when this was first announced by the president, and I've said thousands of times since then. You will not have your refugee status removed by an administration. They cannot do that legally unless the underlying reasons for your admission are repaired and solved. So if South Africa's government removes 145 race-based laws, then you might be told to go home. Do you think the ANC is going to remove 145 race-based laws anytime soon? I wouldn't worry about it. So if the underlying conditions like a conflict or, you know, suddenly everyone loves gays in Syria and gays are celebrated there, then you have no reason to come here and you expect to go home. If the race laws go away and the persecution goes away, then you're expected to go home. That's the first reason you would be sent home. That never happens. It never happens. And the second reason, if you've committed fraud, if you've been dishonest or not forthcoming in your refugee interviews and your application process, your refugee status can be rescinded. A lot of people have been asking me, I've received a provisional letter. What does this mean? Well, it means it's provisional. It means your status can be revoked at any time. Investigations continue. Even after you come here, you must obey our norms, our laws, our mores, our values, and uphold them and not commit crimes, or you could lose your status. You know, you're here as under the generosity of the American people. So the USCI. Why is someone getting a SAPS police clearance? A police clearance is not necessary for refugee program. You don't need a police clearance. Who told you that? That's some nonsense for South Africa. And look, everybody's asking, why do you have that? El Marie, I covered that. I've been talking about her for a couple days. Thea agreed to come back on the program, and she has some big news. But I have not heard from her since we agreed, and that's a couple days ago. She does that. She responds. Sunday is the last time I heard from her. Oh, Saturday, excuse me. No, Sunday morning she wrote, and then she didn't write back. So yeah, she's looking pretty happy and has some big news. So I think you're going to see something very different when you see her on air. Who told you to get a clearance from SAPS? I mean, unless you work for the police, you don't need a SAPS clearance. That has nothing to do with refugees. In fact, that's not what you need to do. I don't know why anybody ever said that. That was the nonsense started this thing at the very beginning. Well, I've got my SAPS clearance. Who told you to SAPS clearance? I don't know where that came from. Why do people think that? You don't need that. You're listening to me, hence the SAPS clearance. If you're listening to me, there would be no SAPS clearance. I've only been telling people since February that you don't need one. Anley, good news on our end. What does that mean? Anley, I don't understand that, Frick. And I just interviewed you recently, too. It hasn't been all that long ago. All our tabs state complete successfully except travel. That was not started. Okay. And do you have your approval? Did you have a flight booked? Yeah. No, I'm not getting married, not expecting a child. She has other big news. Only good news on our end. Okay, Frick, that's great. Great. More like being cutting out the growth. Okay. Yes, the Customs and Immigration Service memo was dated the 21st November. It said that the agency will terminate the refugee status of people already in the U.S. if they are found to not meet refugee criteria. In other words, if they came here fraudulently, whether they committed the... Do you see the hour on there? Do you see the hour? 026, 12:26 in the morning. I made this video for you all. Folks, all you have to do is go to my channel and look under videos or look under the playlist. And you'll see these. You'll see the most recent ones. It's there. It's not hard to find my videos. You just have to make a conscious effort to do it if YouTube is not recommending it. That was there. That was there. I made that last night. Only 15,000 views. Okay, that's different. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mad Max, yeah, we've had a couple cases of that because people don't have fingerprints, which is strange to me, but apparently some people don't have fingerprints. Okay. Fraud, or more likely, the Biden regime committed the fraud. So the Biden regime potentially prioritized expediency, quantity, and admissions over quality interviews and detailed screening and vetting. And I'm willing to bet if they start looking at few choice cases, they're going to find widespread fraud from the Biden regime. We already know they illegally violated the Constitution and spied on Jim Jordan, on Carter Page, on so many other people. They broke the law, including members of Congress beyond Jim Jordan. They are reprobates that need to be brought to heel. And they committed all kinds of crime, letting as many as 15,000. Michael Flynn was the other one I was thinking. Michael Flynn. 15 million illegal aliens pour across our border to undermine the social integrity of this country for whatever their purpose is. In late October, Trump, of course, set the refugee cap for 2026 at a record low of 7,500, and most of those would go to South Africans. Now, Democrats and refugee advocates have criticized the sharp downsides of the program, and the administration has been removing also temporary protected status, TPS. They've removed it from Sudanese. They've removed it from Haitians. They're removing it now from Somalis. That's another step, but that's not refugees. Those are people who have temporary protected status. Wow. So this is going to get a lot of people tongues wagging, a lot of people concerned. But what I would tell folks from South Africa is not to get overly concerned, because what we're talking about here, folks, is a review of the cases that came before. So you're going to say, the obvious question is, well, if Trump's going to review these cases, what if a Democrat comes in the next election, they'll review our cases? Well, as long as you told the truth and you didn't commit fraud, and your case is strong, there's nothing they can do. Unless, of course, you committed fraud or the underlying conditions that brought you here have changed. If that isn't the case, you're not going anywhere. And oh, by the way, refugees never go anywhere, folks. And these 233,000 cases, they aren't going anywhere either. You want to bet dollars to donuts that the American Criminal Liberties Union, also known as the American Civil Liberties Union, but they only defend criminals, violent criminals. They don't defend Americans' rights. The American Criminal Liberties Union and the Southern Poverty Law Center, two very much race-based organizations that hate America. Those two organizations will no doubt file lawsuits, and there'll be plenty of immigrant groups, even though the immigrants are not the case, the refugees. There'll be a lot of groups that file lawsuits and gum this up in the works. So the odds of someone being deported are non-existent. And so we also seen rogue courts make decisions make no sense. So these people really don't have a lot to worry about, other than the fact that it's a little bit uncertainty because their case could be reviewed. Well, if they committed fraud, they should be concerned. But the odds of getting through 233,000 cases and finding those who committed fraud, unless it's pervasive fraud, which it might be, it's going to be hard to do. Trump administration's got his hands full doing other things, just now setting records for deportations and arrest, which is about time. We've been waiting 10 months for this. People always want to put on Twitter, is this what you voted for? You damn Skippy, this is what I voted for. Criminal alien invaders who violate our sovereignty, have no respect for this country, don't belong here. I don't care if they're white, black, brown, blue, green, yellow, purple, Christian, Muslim, Jew, Buddhist. I don't really care. They're criminals. They have no business in this country. It's insane what they've allowed to happen in this country. Get these people out. And they'll play the racist card. But I'm talking about Ukrainians and Germans too. Kick them out too if they're here illegally. They don't belong here. Criminal alien invaders have no business here. There's a queue. Get in line and immigrate legally and properly. There is an absorptive capacity issue here. Instead of coming in our country and depressing wages and driving poor black Americans into deeper poverty and Hispanics in deeper poverty and bringing pestilence from other countries, how about you get properly vetted, enter this country legally, and stay here and adhere to our norms, learn English, and adopt our mores and values, and then you're welcome here. Simple as that. All right, folks. There you have it. So for South Africans, not something to worry about today, tomorrow, or even a year or two down the road, unless you've committed fraud and tried to defraud my country. Then you're going to be sent home when it's discovered. 2 people who did defraud people, claiming they could put them on a list and give them money and they'll get you over here. They were caught trying to slip through the refugee program and were not allowed to even put an application in. So there you have it. Cheers. All right, so that's what I did yesterday, guys. That's the video. So the deal is that, no, it has no effect on you. And I wouldn't worry about future administrations unless you've broken the law or, you've committed some sort of crime, If you don't defraud us, then you're not going to lose it. The underlying conditions change. Dirk Coetzee, it's 606,000 Venezuelans have temporary protected status. They represent half of the total TPS cases in America, 1.2 million. Your comment on Christopher Rufo Journal, he stated, Trump, are you asking? I've seen the story. I covered it last night, and it's accurate. I mean, it's the U.S. counterintelligence is telling us about this. Maybe if the video is number or dated, as you sometimes make 2 or 3 a day, and one thinks it's already just watched it. They all have different titles, Kathy. I don't see how that would change anything other than people see it's like from 2 weeks ago and they won't look at it. Some of my videos get a second life. I had a video that had 20,000 views, and then like somebody shared it on some platform. Suddenly I got like 100,000 views 2 years later on the same video. It was pretty wild. Extra chili there by you for having added in your... no, that's just what I wore. I'd wear something different, Skagit Valley, Colonel. What about it? Well, Sherry Neiman, if they don't go, they don't go. You have to make a decision for yourself. You're not their keeper. You raise them, and you can only hope for the best for them. You can't shelter them where they're at. So if they don't want to go, they don't want to go. It's their prerogative. It's they can come visit in the States. There's nothing that stops them from visiting. Yep. You're welcome, Sherry. I mean, that's all you can do. I mean, it's the best you can do, Yeah, make sure they have passports and birth certificates. Yep. From time of the application submitted, by how long does it take to finalize? There's no such answer to that question, Stefan Erasmus. You must be new to the channel. No such statement. Some people it's 6 weeks. Some people it's 8 months. No case the same. This isn't immigration. You're not filing a piece of paperwork and coming to America. You're being vetted. If you have a complicated background, you've been on this planet more than 30 years, it's going to take time to do it. If you've committed a crime, it's going to take time to adjudicate that and investigate. If you've got an unusual family situation, like you've got stepchildren and adopted children, it's going to take time. If you're on your 5th marriage, it's going to take time. Those things have to be investigated. If you've got active tuberculosis, you're not going anywhere until it's latent. You get treated. If you've got a complicated medical situation, it could take time. There's no standard time. There is no timeline. Asking that question shows that you don't understand what's going on here, which is fair enough. I mean, they're not exactly telling you what's going on, so how could you know? But there is no timeline. No timeline. There's no average timeline. There's no this person, that person. It doesn't matter whether you're married or you're single or you're black and you're white, you're brown. It doesn't matter. There's no timeline. Well, you received 2 approval letters with 2 different passwords. What does a password have to do with flights? I don't understand that. Why would you need a password for a flight? I saw a photo with the tulip fields in Mount Rainier. Oh, you talking about the valley out in Washington State? It's beautiful. There's some beautiful areas in Washington State. Unfortunately, Washington State is occupied by Washingtonians. That's the problem. It's wasted on a bunch of leftists. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a beautiful place. God-awful traffic on the I-5. Oh, God-awful traffic. It's terrible. But Seattle's kind of cool to visit, nice place to visit. Don't live in Tacoma. Ugh, Tacoma. No. Olympia, Washington's gorgeous. It's lovely. And Spokane's nice. I'm thinking because I again said leave later next year, I may also be on the next. Thanks everyone for the support. Sad for all those in the same boat. Well, I said from the very, what did I say from the very beginning? Those of you who've been here, haven't just popped in last minute, 10 months ago, what did I say on February 7th in that broadcast, which is still up? Thank you for becoming a member. La Rochelle Anderson. Thank you for that. Interesting name. La Rochelle is a town in France. So what did I say? I said that this program will break families apart. It will break families apart. And that's why I said people shouldn't tell anybody about your intentions. Just keep it to yourself. No one needs to know if you're coming here. The Great Trek is now taught as invasion and land theft. Are you serious? Wow. Yeah, Mount Baker. Yeah, Dogzilla's correct. You probably saw Mount Baker. I've flown over Mount Baker. Yeah, Renell, right. The program will get to us if you have a legitimate case. If you're a fraud, you're not coming. As far as people, somebody said black people told her that 3 people had gone back. They're liars. Name them. Not you. For those people that claim it, name them. Who are these refugees that went back? There are no refugees that went back. Just nonsense. Sherry's been watching this February. Okay, well, Sherry, that's good to see. I-5 does get busy. Yeah, it does. It sucks. Vimpy says a news article just now. A news article about what, Vimpy? Yeah, La Rochelle is famous for the siege. Yep. No one drives the speed limit in the I-5 interstate either. If you drive the speed limit slowly and they come up behind you and flashlight. Exactly. Exactly right. Well, for me, I don't have to worry about speed limit. Every time I was on the I-5, it was a freaking parking lot, especially in the morning and the evening. It was horrible. It was horrible. Their experience, some might not feel the impact of racial discrimination as much as others have, but eventually it all accumulates and catches up. Always watch the live walking streams of America City's beautiful, clean place. Well, not everywhere's beautiful. We got plenty of pigs throwing trash on the ground, too. I won't email you the whole article. Okay, what's the article about, Vimpy? You didn't say an article. Just tell me what it's about. I don't know what an article just came out. I can go find it. I have subscriptions to all these crappy South African media sites, so you don't have to pay for them. Yeah, and I'm interviewing Gideon Paratis. Paratis will be on my channel probably Thursday. I'm just waiting for his response back for the time. He agreed to come on my program to talk about the new gun law. So I will have Paratis on. So let me see if he's responded yet. No, he hasn't written back. So Paratis is going to be on my program. We're going to talk about that. Yep. Just heard from Steve. I just asked Steve if he wants to come on. Are the flights every day? They're not once a week, Natasha. Where are you getting once a week? Where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that? No, that's not Bosbarat. I'll be on Bosbarat too. So Thursday, I'll probably have Gideon. Then I'll do my news. Then I'll be on Bosbarat. And Thursday is Valentine's Day, so I'm working. Flights are every day. The U.S. wanted to help you with your trials, or you do it on your behalf. What trial? I don't have a trial. What are you talking about? Tyrone, thank us for the information. Time you do something. Yeah. I had to bet. Good night, Tyrone. Hey, Marty Erasmus. Brandon, thank you for being a member. Did I miss that? Karen says, I saw on YouTube. Where did you see it on YouTube? I did the video on it. I guarantee that my short was probably the first one that came out on it. I broke that story less than 30 minutes after, about 15 minutes after News 24 put it out there. And nobody's watched it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is so frustrating. So frustrating. People coming to my channel and breaking news I've already broken. Really frustrating. Yeah, and the proposed gun law, yep, is insane. Yep, exactly. If it's okay with you, Colonel, we'll email the details. Our issue, explain correct. If you want, sure. Yeah, flights once a week 20 years ago, yeah. Yeah, yeah. The USA was flying to the U.S. daily 20 years ago. Yep. No, they don't call the Nguni tribes invasion. Nguni speakers, it's what it was, an invasion. No, Natasha, flights are all the time. Oh, okay. That's an article. Okay, okay. Thank you. That helps, Vimpy. Okay, let me see. Did you email it to me already? Let me see. Vimpy put that up at 11:32. Oh, there he is. The Great Check is now Tom's land invasion. Okay. Wow. Come on. What the hell? It's not listed in any news articles, so. But AI is saying that's how it's being taught. Yep. SABC News, 22 hours ago, I found something. Not listed under news, though. Wow. That's on SABC News. Wow. That's crazy. And they turned off the comments. Thomas, what is the U.S. one to help? What trials? What are you talking about here, man? Okay. Still don't see any answer to that. Seattle's plenty of crime. Thank you. Let me see. Here we go. Oh, there it is. I was just, it hasn't arrived. There it is. It just came. Thank you. That's what I read. That's not an article. That's just text. You didn't send me the article. You just sent me the text. I found the same text on Facebook from SABC. New Life says, I thought the time behind you was how long you've been live. No, well, that's fair, Jesse. No, that's funny, though. No, that's the actual time locally. So that's a Chinese clock. It loses time, unfortunately, but it's a lovely color. So on the left-hand side over here, you have the day of the week. So Tuesday is in white, and then Wednesday, so the other good ones are green. That's 2300 Universal Time, 33.6, and then up in the top is 21 degrees Celsius. It's the temperature in the room, and it's 11:25 the day. But I get you, Jesse. That's fine. I've done 12-hour live streams before, but I'm not doing that tonight. No, that's the current time here. I do that so that my videos, when people try to alter them, you have an actual timestamp right there. People try to alter them. They take my videos, they lie, they try to portray me in a false light. And so that's why I have that clock up there. And also, it's convenient for me, so I can see what time rather than looking down at the computer screen. I can just see it in the screen in front of me. Because in front of me, there's a studio lamp over here. You see the light there, my hand. There's another one over here on that side. You can see a little bit there. It's a little further away because I can't get as close. So I have two studio lights in here, which I bought for the channel. And then I have a 32-inch screen in front of me here, which has my studio, my broadcast software inside it, which is where I make all the magic happen. On the right-hand side is a screen where my browser is and where I bring up a lot of videos and such. It also currently is on the YouTube Studio, which is in YouTube. So it shows me this in front of me from a YouTube perspective with data, metadata, but it's always a few seconds behind. So I can go like this and wait. Now, and there it is. The finger just went up. See? So you guys aren't seeing it in real time. It's in near real time. It's close up. And I can see the chat over there as well. So anyway, I can't post in here because it won't let me post in my broadcasting software. Anyway, so I'm new to the live show. Oh, that was the time. Okay, thank you, Jesse. That was pretty funny. Thank you for sharing that. A little advice, please. I received mail from FG Center. Can I support you over a second? No place, no time. I'm sure I'm not alone. Yeah, well, Gil Carlo, I mean, this is another topic we've covered endlessly here. I mean, the only advice I can give you is if you've got a confirmation telling you got to be there in a second, you need to get there. Someone tried to say, well, people got turned away, but I will tell you that 90% of the people that wind up in this boat, and they followed my advice, but I mean, if it doesn't turn out, don't blame me. I mean, I'm not the one screwing up. But my advice was to go, because those emails, they wait until the last minute to send them. Several people said they received the email the morning of, at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and they had already gone, so they were there then they got the address and they went to the place. Others received it late in the afternoon the day before. But if you're 900 kilometers away and you don't receive it till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, how the hell are you supposed to get from PE or from Uitenhage to damn Pretoria, without getting killed driving on the road at night? It's crazy. So my advice is go. And you will get the email. You're selling your sheep. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Jesse. I get people all the time, oh, your date is wrong. It's not the 21st. No, it's not 21st. That's the ambient temperature in the room, 21 degrees Celsius. I put Celsius because much of my audience is around the world, and they get Celsius. You don't understand Fahrenheit. Okay. Okay. It's exactly smart to have the timestamp as extra verification for people pulling out of context. Don't even think of it. Oh, no, that's exactly why I got that clock, Werner. No, I've been attacked by leftist scumbags, black supremacists, racist, white, tiny, liberal retards, and black scumbags in America and white scumbags in America. I get attacked all the time. People falsely lie about me all the time, and people believe it. There's some really stupid people out there. He worked for the CIA. He's a racist. He's a white supremacist. This is stupid people the world over. And I have no empathy for people that fall for that and believe it. I've lost interviews because people are dumber than a box of rocks. Someone that was supposed to come on, a former Democratic Alliance member of the city council in Mossel Bay, defected to the Freedom Front Plus a couple years ago, and I had an interview with her to talk about what she was going to claim as corruption in the DA. It was juicy. No one else was talking about corruption in the DA. And then 15 minutes before the interview, she said, I can't do the interview. I said, why? Well, I understand. I've been told you work for the CIA. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid? I work for the CIA. Do you really think the CIA puts people on YouTube to sit out here and say this shit? Really? You're dumb. And, I don't watch you on my channel. Stupid people should wear signs. Stupid people should wear signs. That way you wouldn't ask them questions. Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't see your sign. Here's your sign. And so I lost that interview. I lost an interview. I used to do a program with Nas Bota. Here I am, an American, holding my ground, talking rugby with one of the most famous rugby players on the planet, Nas Bota, the Springbok legend, friend of mine. And we did this during the Rugby World Cup when I was in France. I would call him after the game I would go to, and then he and I would talk for 10, 15, or 20 minutes, and I'd upload the video. And then some little, masturbating wanker up there in Amsterdam, who's a racist, bigot, scumbag who hates Christian white males, He claimed he called Supersport. Next thing I know, Nas can't do the program with me anymore. So, I get attacked all the time. That's just one of the safeguards, is putting up the time up there. So, they can still alter it, but it's pretty obvious if they do it. Oh, Maze is talking to assistants. Maze is a she, Thomas. Her medical trials. Okay. Seems everyone different. The person phoned me, told me when and where my book. Yeah, I know. It's because there's again there's poor oversight. Fahrenheit's not weird at all. Not weird at all. It's what you grow up with. Michael says, let him wear a sign. We do know the median so-called intellectuals in South Africa. Yeah, 44 Farayas. Oh yeah, Arctic. Yeah, that idiot too. That guy. Well, he's the one who started the CIA stuff, Arctic. I was referring to him. Yeah, no, these people. There's a lot of people that have envy. They're sad losers that have envy. They don't have any bona fides. They've never accomplished anything in their life, and they can go on YouTube or Facebook and become famous. You can't. It doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. Unlike most of these people come on YouTube, I've actually done things. I've accomplished things, I've actually been somewhere, done something. I've got a resume that's 14 pages freaking long, and that's the short version. Yep. You love this show. What's this? No, we are not part of the FD program. And we won't be. I'm not leaving my cats and dogs behind, but I love this show. Right? Crazy cat lady. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you love the show. Again, for anybody that's here that thinks this is a refugee program, it's not a refugee program. It's not the refugee channel. I'm just the only person that's giving the truth and the full truth, and it has the breadth of experience that I have and is willing to share it with you and making these predictions. Yes, a few other people are talking about the program, but they don't have the experience with this. They don't have the breadth of knowledge across the government, the spectrum of U.S. government, and with international relations, and having worked in Africa and worked in Europe and worked in the Middle East and worked in the States, worked in the government, worked with the President of the United States, worked with the Defense Department, the CIA, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, Department of Commerce. The list goes on and on and on. It's endless. And who's done this sort of thing, who's actually worked refugee cases and worked asylum cases. Yeah, that's me. But it's not a refugee channel. It's a news channel, and it's also an entertainment channel. We have a lot of fun with stuff. 2 laptops. One of them is casting to my TV, and 2 phones trying to keep track. Gotcha, Thomas. Cinderella Dreams. I like that. Hopefully, family and I will be on that side of the world. Okay. Nas, if you're watching, come back. It's true chat. The Colonel's a good guy. Oh, Michael, he knows I'm a good guy. But he's put in a difficult spot by a bigot and a hate wanker who's probably watching the program right now. He should release his member. Release your member, buddy. Yeah, no one else is addressing it objectively. Yeah, no, I've been called the Refugee King in a sarcastic manner, but, people want to call me Refugee King, fine, whatever. That's the label you want to put there. I'll live with it. Yep. Yes, Dirk, but I talk about everything that way. It's not just, I talk about, Ukraine. I was among the first people covering that, the whole story in the Ukraine. So when look, I was here covering live Brockenfell. I was also covering the Brendan Horner when they in Senegal. I covered Senegal. I was the only broadcaster covering Senegal when it happened the first time, when they flipped the Bucky over and then they ran the police ran the Mamba or the Buffalo into the court building. I was the only journalist that was covering it. I think Newsroom Africa sent someone there on the ground, but the only one that was doing it on YouTube. I covered Senegal then, Senegal too. Everybody had to go then. A lot of them backed out, but Willem Petzer went, Bourg-Legion went, the Big Daddy Liberty went, EFF went, and I covered that as well. I also covered the Wittkreuz Monument, also covered the Black Monday protest. I covered the car rally in Pretoria a few years ago, and then I covered the motorcycle rally in Pretoria. I covered all these things live. From here, I did that. I've always been there. Ever since I started doing this once I left the Army, I've always been there for these events, and I cover them all. I've interviewed probably more people than anybody in the past 5 years. I've interviewed over 2,000 people in the last 6 years. Dr. Rogers tests my side effects of the jab as time goes on. That's right, that's right, Arctic, and I was on the ground for January 6th there, reporting objectively and fairly. Unfortunately, I couldn't go live because I wasn't a priority client, and so my broadcast ability was shut down. I could only receive that day. Yeah, they shut me down. Can refugee program stay for all the content? Well, thank you for that, Dirk. Just had video chat with my brother in Cape Town. He says beggars are getting more aggressive and trying to cut off when you get off the bus. Yep. We're going to get involved once we get there to help promote this channel. Well, thanks, Anti-Fly. You were bored and stumbled upon me. What is great to know, reference U.S. and other white people, is that we have a very similar bloodline. I suppose. What is the chance that Venezuela's population would turn Maduro? Yeah, wouldn't be surprised someone will do that at some point. Yeah. I need my South African news when I get there, and I need my USA news if I end up staying. Arctic. Well, Arctic, you were at about 33,000 feet, and you're on your 5th scotch and soda, and you used the Wi-Fi on the plane on that flight, and you found my channel, and you're like, "What's this?" Yes, Chippy, you're right. The Sunnyside Prowler. Yep, she's just evil. Nobody's paying attention to her. It's shocking, Lana, that someone suggested my program. That's pretty wild. It doesn't happen often enough. Anyway, folks, let me just show folks really quickly, okay, because I was poor then, only had wine and beer on flights. Okay, sorry, Arctic, I forgot that was the case. So a lot of people seem confused about why they can't find my videos. If you really want to buy videos, what you need to do is go to the channel. Now, this is on a browser, so it's not the same as on a mobile device, but here's my channel, okay? Okay, so what you do is you come down here, you got videos right there, boom. You see that? You see that a moment ago? There's back to the home Home, come on. There. See, I'm live. See, it has a little red thing. It says live. Takes you to this live. So go to videos, okay? And then here's all the videos. Look at that. There's all my videos in sequence. There's 15,000 Ramaphosa's big summit, sarcastic. Then the refugee thing. Then the refugees arriving in the States. And then this G20. And then this is one I did after the G20. South Africa gets diplomatic years. These are all in sequence. Every video. So you can't miss them. You'll know if you saw them. Look at this. So here, let me just go back. How far does this go down? It keeps going. Okay, yeah, look at that's all the videos. So this is all just in November. You see this? Block the negativity, no racial oppression. South Africa goes viral. Refugees. That's 8, 12, 16, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60. I've done 60 prepared videos in the last month. 60 videos on top of my live streams. And for the lives, you come up here and you go for live, click on live. And then here's all my lives. Look, I'm currently live. Did the news today. I did Night Owls last night news. I did the refugee chat right there. Then I did the Sunday edition of news, which had 9,000. And then I had an interview with Yusuf Stridham from Oranje. And then I had, before the Ernst Fund sale, I had Flip Bice. Yep. So, and the list goes on and on here. And then I guess it has been a while since I had a refugee interview. Look at this. Unless it's not here. I had Kali Creel on here. Yep. I guess it's been a while. I thought it was more recently than that. Anyway, so that's, and you want the shorts, you go to the shorts are right here. You click on the shorts up there. And there's all my shorts. ANC's new piggy bank. Well, hey, South Africa. While you were busy eating dinner, the South African government, the Treasury, was busy trying to find new ways to fleece you out of your money. That's right. Now they want to tax online gambling, betting. Yep. And they plan to draw 10 billion rand from that market. They claim that it's because of fear of online gambling or betting. Nonsense. Poppycock, balderdash. That's not what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. That is not what it's about. This is about taking money out of the pockets of people who worked very hard for their income, for their revenue. That's what it's all about. It has nothing at all to do with this nonsense about online gambling being a threat. These reprobates are simply trying to find a new source of money. Is this the ANC's new piggy bank, a 20% tax levy? Look, it's not unreasonable to tax online betting and gambling, but 20% of gross profit. So they say the market's 1.1 trillion so far for online gambling betting. Well, they're planning on getting 10 billion in revenue. That means that My first interview was in 2020. It was with Jeff Rodriguez, who was the program manager for DynCorp, who helped me rebuild the Armed Forces Library back in 2007. The first interview I did was with Jeff Rodriguez. And we had lots of connection problems. It was frustrating. But yeah, we got disconnected a couple times. But that was my first interview. Then I did an interview with Giselle. Yep, and it just went from there. Erica found the channel a little bit later on. She was a refugee from the eucalyptus leaf swillers. I know, Madden. That's why, Max. That's why it was so disheartening for people to behave the way they did in my chat and attack me, and then claim that I attacked them. That's not what happened. Yep. Jeff Rodriguez. Yep. But that's on the other channel. That's not on this one. That's in the original channel. Jeff Rodriguez. Yeah, I do engage with the audience, Mad Max. I engage with the audience, which makes it interesting and appealing for me. Sitting here and talking in front of a screen, not knowing if people are watching, is not particularly interesting. So, I mean, I can do it, I can record, but it just doesn't carry the same weight. That's how people know me. That's how they get to know me. Yes, Thomas, I do correct things when people put bad information out there. Well, Krista, I'm glad you trust my opinion, but I hope you trust my analysis. That's more important than my opinion. I mean, my opinion is that Alexander Ocasio-Cortez is an ass, but that's an opinion. But I can back it up with analysis. When did you first have Neil deBeer on? I had Neil deBeer on because I had what's her name? She's not drawing a blank. The old soapy star. She's a member of the UIM. Drawing a blank right now. Fatima Abdul. I had Fatima Abdul on when I was prepping for the 2021 election season before it happened. Oh, the pod stream. Yeah, we can do the podcast. That was pretty funny. Podbean was funny. I still pay for Podbean, but nobody does it. We should try that. People call in. That was a lot of funny. Yeah, no, well, yeah, so I got her on, I think because Hendo asked me to on. Once I had her on, then it was suggested that I get Neil DeBeer on. And I knew Neil was very, very controversial, but other than Chris Sten, I probably interviewed Neil DeBeer more than anyone else. But she did some show with him every week, so. Fatima had cancer? I don't know about her having cancer. Neil had cancer. I've been watching your channel for a while. I know most of the history side. It's the British who started the crap. Your post is all true. A lot to catch up your videos. Well, Stefan Erasmus, thank you so much for that. Are the tents up next door with the drop? Yeah, Alfred was here when the C-130s. I mean, they freaking buzzed my house, folks. They were 500 AGL. Arctic, you're here. You know AGL, 500 above ground level, man. They were buzzing. Two of them, they were in formation. Flew right over my house. They banked right over my house. They need to knock that off, man. 37. No, it's 21 here, man. Redbeard gives you wings. I heard that Red Bull gives you wings. But anyway. Yeah. The Brew Collins were pretty fun. Yeah, Arctic. Yeah, see, Arctic's been here from the beginning, man. Yeah, he's an OG. The Brew, I mean, and then don't forget Dion Gerber. Remember Dion Gerber, who helped me during the election? Yeah. Yeah, he was really, we've lost some people. Now we've lost Fiona. She's gone. All right, Ebola Games. That's a crazy username. Have a good day. Willem Petzer was one of my first interviews, too. And also Scott Balson was one of my first interviews, too. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, lots of interviews. We've done a lot of interviews here. So, a lot of live streams. So recently I cleared out my folder when I saved the screen after the live streams and images, videos. It now has 71 items, and this is just in November. A couple of them duplicates, yeah. 70 items. So that means I've done about 60 to 70 live streams this month. Midnight date about that. All right, orangutan juice, have a good day. Neighbors giving me chicken, wandering warning, looking 8th Street. Okay. Hey, Lana. Difference is there are practicing formation flying here at Watercliff. It means they're looking for the airport. Yeah, you're right. Here they're practicing formation. Exactly, you're exactly right. They're practicing flying in formation, which is odd for C-130s. They often fly alone, but flying formation. But yeah, it's because it's just they're doing their drill. But the thing is, it's during the week. So, I mean, it's you expect them to do it on the weekend. So, alcohol gives you back. Yeah, so, Maze, remember all the problems I was having just a few weeks ago? I was going to have to go get my computer looked at. My drives weren't functioning. There was some update in Windows after they said they weren't updating that screwed up everything. It was screwing up the BIOS, or not the BIOS, but the operating system. And it wasn't it couldn't find drives. Well, I'm not having a problem anymore. And I was having a problem with Firefox, logging out all the time. That's not happening anymore. That was so crazy. Martin Findebeva, welcome to you. Good to see you there. We gave him a belated birthday greeting. I see your few pages on Facebook now, writing articles on your interviews. The South African head? I didn't see that. I saw it on briefly. South African. Let's go see. I didn't know they put anything out. News. This is all sports. Okay. Minister of Uber Eats. I don't see anything on the South African. Let me just do a search on there, see if my name appears. Search. Wyatt. No. No. I don't see anything on there. They've had stories on me in the South Africa before, but I don't see anything there. But briefly has it. Yep. Former carte blanche anchor Ruda Landman has dismissed claims Afrikaners victims of racial persecution. Well, she would. She's an arrogant asshat. Criticized Saudi's decision to erect a billboard. Well, no one cares what Ruda Landman has to say. No one cares what she has to say. Yes, deporting illegal immigrants in military aircraft. Don't know why people complain so much about the cost of those flights. Just write off as training flights. Exactly, Dirk. Well, somebody removed it. Yeah, a lot of people forget that I was here helping people get through COVID. Did a lot of stuff in COVID. Yeah, briefly is the only one I've seen. So anyway, yep, 230 people here at this hour. Good to see you all, folks. Lana only has hens. No cockerels, huh? Did you manage to find the article about African history changes? No, I found a Facebook post from SABC saying that, but I didn't see any article. Yep, Jean Spence, facts, and more facts. I'm sure she lives. She probably lives next to Mr. Rupert. She was on Gareth Cliff. It took a lot for people to keep a straight face. She's a bit unhinged. Yeah, she seemed pretty unhinged. I think she produces bullshit. Ah, my goodness. All right, guys. I discovered since 2020 how many educated so-called academics fail for the most obvious and blatant lies or cannot warp their heads. That's because they're not that bright. I mean, that's what gets me. People awarding PhDs to people that are dumb as a box of rocks, you know? Yep. I don't know Lowman Brown Hens. I know Rhode Island Reds. I know Plymouth Rocks. I know things like that. Those are the kind of chickens we had. So, alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. I got to get up early to go. Yes, I wrote for Defense Web. That's right, Max. Yeah, I've written for Defense Web. Yep. I've written. I mean, see, I'm a published author in academic, in journals, in books, and in popular press. Yeah, but I'm just a YouTube content creator. The grass is greener. Yes, if you know where you're going. It's also green if you take a dump on your lawn. I don't recommend it. I hear a lot of BS about Sharia law apparently going to take over the U.S. No, there's an effort to do that, but it's a long way. Jeanette Crossroad, I read. Okay, thank you for that, Lana. That's good to know. All righty, guys. Bar Rocks and Plymouth Rocks we used to have, too. I love Plymouth Rocks. They're beautiful. Beautiful black and white birds. Righty. Cheers, everybody. Be well. See you later. What time will I be on? Well, I'm on at 6 p.m. every day, South African time. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It'll be early, though. Tomorrow I have Wednesdays with the Colonel with Ronaldo, so my news broadcast will be on a half hour early. So it'll be on at 5:30 South African time, 10:30 my time. Okay? You guys take care. All right? Wait a second. Is that no? Wait a minute. I gotta correct myself. I'm on at 11. No, I go on at 10. Yeah, so it's going to be 9:30 my time. So 10 is 7 hours, is 6 your time. Yeah, so I have to go out at 9:30 in the morning. 10:30. Wait a second, is that right? No, that's not right. I'm getting confused. 7 o'clock Ronaldo comes on. So that's noon. Yeah, I have to go on at 10:30. 10:30, okay. Yeah, anyway, it's 5:30 your time, a little bit early. It's getting late. But I'll be on, all right? And just go to the channel and look for videos, look for lives, look for shorts, folks, and please go watch them. Thanks. I appreciate your support and watching the channel. Hey, Shawnee, how's it going in Minnesota? Yeah. All right, how is it up there in Somaliland? West, I should say. Yeah, daylight savings will mess you up, man. 6 hours easy. 7, you got to think. Oh, boy. Oh, see, I'm tired. Been a long day, and I haven't had dinner, folks, so I'm going to get something to eat. It's after midnight. So, Desperate in the Donbass. You guys want to hear that again before we leave? Do you want to hear Desperate in the Donbass? Anybody hear Desperate in the Donbass? Anyway, you're too slow. You're too slow. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Gonna wrap it up. Oh, you do want to hear it? Okay, well, I'll play it then. Here we go. We'll play it again. Here you go. Ready? Desperate in the Donbass. Oop, that's not it. Psych, here it is. Desperate in Donbass. Sure to hit that like button.
The sugar cane was wilting in the heat of Natal. I was looking for a paycheck, looking for a pal. Then the daughter of the president, she came into town with a smile like a diamond and a promise meant to drown. She said, boys, I got a job for you, security and guard. Just training up in Russia and the work ain't all that hard. So I packed my bag in Durban, kissed my mama at the door, thinking I was learning tactics, not heading for a war. Now I'm desperate in the Donbass, shivering in the snow, Lord. I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Lord, get me out of here, back to KZN. We landed in the winter in a place I couldn't name. They handed us a paper, told us sign to play the game. But the letters were all twisted like wire on a fence. I couldn't read a single word, it didn't make no sense. It was Russian on the dotted line, a language made of ice. I signed away my freedom, didn't ask about the price. We thought we'd march and train and drill safe behind the line, but they loaded up the transport trucks and drove us to the mine. Now I'm desperate in the Donbass, shivering in the snow, Lord. I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Lord, get me out of here, back to KZN. Past my head like angry hornet bees. I'm digging in the mud and dirt, shaking on my knees. This ain't no security class, this is the killing floor. I've had enough of fighting, I've had enough of war. Don't want no rubble pavement, don't want no foreign glory. I just wanna live to tell my children this damn story. Dream about the woman coming off the Indian Sea, and a plate of bunny chow waiting there for me. But the artillery is screaming, tearing up the trees, and I'm sending voice notes home begging, help me please. Tell the lady who recruited us she sold us out for dead, while she sits safe in luxury with roof above her head. Yeah, I'm desperate in the Donbass, shivering in the snow, Lord. I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Please get me out of here, back to KZN. Take me back to KZN. I can't read the contract, just wanna see